And here we are for our fourth episode of Beyond Cardboard. I'm going to do a little pregame warm up. Hope everybody got to watch not the National, the Masters today. That was really cool. Patrick Reed won it. Jordan Spieth made a just crazy round. Just did awesome. So that was cool. Had a good weekend. I went yesterday with my son to a deal called the Dallas Fan Expo. It's like a giant con, giant Comic-Con thing. So really fun. That was a lot of fun with him. We had a really good time. Just so many people. It was ridiculous. But way more than even at the National. Like all these people in cosplay wearing, Captain America and dressed up as the Hulk and all sorts of funny stuff. So that was a good time yesterday. What's up, Mark from Kentucky? So again, I'm gonna try to pay attention. I think my producer's gonna be here today. I hope so. Hope she'll come down. Uh-oh. What's up, Mr. Fabian? We got a lot of people joining in already. Haven't even started the show yet, and we're just rocking it because everybody wants to see my guest tonight, which is awesome. I'm excited to talk to him too. So hope everybody had a great weekend, and it was chilly here, although I did get to go play golf today. That was good, but it was chilly. What's up, Caitlin, Mike, Snoop? Everybody joining in. So as we get going, don't forget to put comments down. Please like the video as we're going through it. I appreciate it. Just means you like what we're doing. So we're about a minute away from starting and getting going. I'm watching y'all's comments. They're funny. So, yeah, Spieth shot a 64, I guess. Just sick. Absolutely sick. Maybe a 63. I can't remember. Was he 9 under or 8 under? Somebody put a comment down. I can't remember. So it is 7 o'clock. So let's get this party started. All right, guys. Good evening and welcome to the fourth episode of Beyond Cardboard. I am Baseball Collector and I go by Mike, and I am happy to have on the phone with me right now for our fourth episode, Mr. Nolan. You guys probably better know him as Eliteco3. Nolan, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, Mike, how's it going, man? Nice to be on the show. I've been stoked to talk to hobbies all week, so thanks for having me on, man.
Were you nervous about coming on?
A little bit of jitters before, but I mean, that's to be expected. This show's been, taking the hobby by storm, I think, a little bit, getting a little background information on the tubers that are so infatuated with the hobby. Now we get to see, a little bit into their personal lives, which I don't know if you want to sometimes, but
sometimes maybe not. But for some, I do have something here. I know you do. You got your bull and bear, and I brought mine home. This is my bull and bear bookends.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That I keep at my desk at work. And there's nowhere for me to put them.
On all my Melbourne videos, I like to have those puppies in the background. I think it gives the effect of, the way I trade stocks and stuff, and it just kind of sets the overall mood for my channel, which, is based around buy, sell, long, short.
For sure.
Try to bring that atmosphere to cards, so that's a lot of fun.
Well, before we get started, I just want to tell everybody, as you're watching, we're going to have our audience participation section. Don't forget to be writing down or asking questions, and I'll be writing those down as we go. Really appreciate everybody coming on, and let's get started with the questioning. Are you ready, Nolan?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, well, let everybody know kind of how old you were when you kind of got started collecting and kind of what got you going.
All right, so my first memories of collecting in the hobby date back to like 1989. So I was born in 1984, and my mom would bring home like the factory sets of like 88 Fleer or 89 Don Russ or something like that, and just bring those home, and I would flip through those boxes and kind of smell the cards. Some people it's probably weird, but to me, I've always done it. I still do it today, and those are my first memories. You know, the main person that got me actually into collecting cards was my brother Ryan, who passed away in 2005. But you know, he was really into the '86 Donruss rated rookie of Jose Canseco, which is, you know, to me that's still a badass card. And every time I see that card, I think about him and how stoked he was when he got it for his birthday. I think he was about 8 or 9 years old. And he got that card, and he just like screaming there. You don't see that very often. I mean, I've gotten pretty excited for some cards that I've gotten, but I mean, he was like almost crying for that card. So, you know, I saw the passion firsthand as a kid, and it just stuck with me. You know, right then and there, I started collecting Griffey in about, I'd say 90 or 91, and that was kind of where everything took off from there.
Cool. Sorry about your brother, man, but that's cool that every time you see cards that remind you of him, it kind of, that's what cards do. It connects people, right?
Yeah, you know, I see an old card that I had as a kid, and it just brings you right back to that time period. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I love this hobby so much. And there's so much to collect, and it's just a really, really fun thing to do.
For sure. So 84, you were born. Good grief. I was already collecting for 3 years when you were born. So that, you just made me feel old. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I was starting to think I was getting older, and then I found out it was I think I'm the youngest one that got voted into the YouTube Hall of Fame. So now I'm feeling like a spring chicken all of a sudden, but my body tells me differently.
Well, who are your favorite teams and players for people that don't follow your channel, which is probably nobody on here, but who do you collect?
Favorite teams, you know, obviously I'm from Kansas City, so got to go with the Chiefs and the Royals. The Royals look pretty shaky this year, but and then of course the Saints. You know, my ties with the Saints just go to Breeze. You know, I was a fan of Breeze when he played for the Chargers, even though the Chiefs played them twice a year. I just loved watching Breeze. Always loved watching Breeze. To me, he's the GOAT. Him and Vic. That's just me. So, you know, basketball, I say the Cavs, and that's just, you know, that's kind of a pick that's boring, but I like LeBron James. To me and a lot of people is the man. So I'm gonna go with them. And then favorite players, well, obviously Breeze. Baseball, Mickey Mantle, definitely Mantle. Griffey Jr. And then football, we got to go with Moss and Vic. And then basketball, King James.
Well, when I watch your channel, it's always, you got to have the token Vic. You got to have the token, you know, Drew Brees, rookie, LaDainian Tomlinson, rookie, which, I'm wearing my TCU for LaDainian Tomlinson today. So.
Yeah, nice. That's the first thing I think of when I see that sweater is 2001 Topps debut Tomlinson, where he's in the TCU jersey with that beautiful on-card auto.
Yeah.
I don't want to get talking about 2001 rookies because this show can go on for a while, so we should probably move.
We got the mandatory Vic. It cracks me up every time you do that.
Yeah, you know, it just kind of started as something where I was just kind of making fun of myself because I know a lot of people don't collect it. You know, I mean, obviously the things he did with dogs was pretty sick. So, but you know, I'm a fan of second chances and people being able to right their wrongs. You know, you make a mistake like that, serve your time, come back, and you know, it's a great story. I think that's the reason why I'm a huge fan of Josh Hamilton. Always kind of followed him and wanted him to make it back in. And there's going to be one hell of a movie.
For sure.
Josh Hamilton someday.
You know, I have a huge Josh Hamilton collection, which most people haven't even seen on the channel because it's not really been a focus since I've really been on YouTube. But I have a ton of Hamilton stuff, including 2 jerseys right behind me.
Seeing the jerseys back there.
Yeah, they're
those are badass.
Yeah, I'll tell that story someday. But this is about you, so let's talk about you. What would you say is your favorite sets of all time? Maybe football and baseball. What are your favorite sets of all time?
God, that's such a tough question because I love so many cards. You know, if you had to say, if I had to pick baseball, I'm going back to the '60s. I'm going with 1960 tops. That set's just absolutely beautiful. Love everything about that set. So definitely 60 tops for baseball. For football, I don't know. I have a weird thing for 2004 Upper Deck SPX football. And it's probably because those cards are so sensitive and tough to green. I talk about that a lot on my channel, but I mean, it's also a very solid class. You know, you got Phillip Rivers, Ben, Eli Manning. I don't want to beat them up, but there's a lot of good players in that class, and that set's just awesome.
For sure. I love the 60 top set too. I did a run where I collected all the Hall of Famers and PSA, you know, for the set registry.
Yeah.
And so I love that set too. It's awesome. You know, your focus, and one thing I love about one thing you do, I love your binder where you're trying to get Hall of Famer, just kind of not, you know, pristine versions of the cards, but just trying to get different cards for Hall of Famers. I think that's awesome. What would you say is your collector focus? What do you really focus on? Like if you were to say, this is my main thing, what is it?
Man, my collecting is all over the place. You know, lately I've been trying to focus on, you know, players that are going to be Hall of Famers or players that are Hall of Famers. But, you know, I think the main focus for me is PSA, getting cards slabbed, opening up boxes and finding candidates. So I always use that term on my channel. You know, I'm trying to find PSA candidates,
right,
fresh ones to send off. You know, I do those 500 card bulks, and I got 2 out currently, and I'm working on 2 or 3 more. So I mean, stuff at night I'll sacrifice sleep to look through cards for another couple hours to see if I can find any diamonds in the rough. So it's definitely PSA slab card. It's not that I don't like raw cards. I definitely do like raw cards, and if you were talking about the vintage binder, you know, I mean, those cards are all probably PSA 3s, PSA 2s,
right,
maybe some 5s in there, but it's definitely PSA graded cards, Hall of Famers, so it's what I love.
Do you have any 500 card submissions going out soon? I know you do that a lot on your channel.
Yeah, you know, I've actually got another person that's helping me. My younger brother actually collects too. His name's Jared, and he's got eyes. You know, he's got eyes like an eagle, not quite eyes like Mike O. I think every single card that Mike O sends in is 10, but he can pick up and, you know, see the cards a little bit better than me. Because if you guys watch some of the cards that come back, you'll see some PSA 6s and 5s, and those are pretty embarrassing, but it most of the time it's stuff on the back that you don't pay enough attention to, like an edge that has like a weird thing going on. So that's what happens to me a lot. So my brother really helps me a lot with those, and I'm going to have a lot of those 500 card orders coming back here soon.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you watched Baseball Card Junkies TV earlier today. They discussed a topic that I thought would be a great question to ask you. They had a question of, if you could go back and kind of start over with collecting, would you do anything different? And if so, what would you do different?
The first thing that comes to mind is staying away from RP3. You know, I've been actually... This past week, you know, I've probably got 75 to 100 of his cards in my store, and I've sold about 5 or 6, which is pretty, because I don't think I sold one for 2 years. So, you know, I got pretty heavy into him. So when I think about that, it was a terrible investment, and it was a mistake. But I try to make myself feel better with all the Brady's and Rogers cards that I bought.
There you go.
So it's just kind of like, I mean, you're not always gonna buy the right cards and the right sets, but one thing that taught me was to not buy into the rookie hype, because, I mean, a lot of the time it's not going to go well for you. So
right,
it's kind of like a
for sure. What would you say is your dream item? Like if you could have one or two things, what would it be?
Definitely be one thing. It'd be 52 tops mantle.
For sure, right?
And it doesn't. It wouldn't have to be a high grade. I mean, I would like to buy that TSA 9, but I think that's gonna go for like $3.5 million. So maybe like a PSA 3 or something like that. But I mean, it's so expensive to get that card. I mean, everybody knows it's so iconic. It's going to be voted into Ray's Sports Card Hall of Fame here. I think that's tonight. So
yeah, it is tonight.
Would definitely be that card. Someday I'll get it. I actually picked up a PSA 3.5, but it's not mine. I actually invest cards, and I always say I invest for my investor, and it's actually my dad. So he gave me a pool of money to buy sports cards because he saw I was doing pretty well with it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. He has a PSA 3.5 mantle that I showed last September that's sitting in my store, and it's priced pretty high because I'm just kind of waiting on somebody to jump up for it.
Right. That's awesome, man. Who wouldn't want a 52 mantle? We all would. That's all our dream items for sure.
Yeah. I mean, one day.
Is there a current or former, and I know you're baseball and football and even basketball, so you can answer this however you want, but who would you like to have a beer with? Like if you could just sit down with somebody and chill out, who would it be?
Let's see. I mean, this was a beer would be good, or maybe some Jameson.
Yeah, there you go.
A shot of Jameson. But I'd say Griffey Jr. It'd be fun just sitting down talking to the kids.
For sure.
So yeah, definitely Griffey.
So do you go to a lot of baseball games? Have you been to a lot of ballparks?
I don't go as often as I did in the past. Here, like 2011 to 2013, I had like a ticket package with the Royals.
Okay.
I would hit up about 25 to 35 games a year.
That's a lot.
Lately, I only make it out to about 5 or 6. So I haven't been as much as I'd like to. I kind of like staying home with my daughter and just watching the game on TV, play some dolls on the floor. So it's not all bad.
How many different ballparks have you been to?
I was thinking about this, and it's a pretty low number. Obviously Kauffman Stadium, but I went to Fenway in 2010. I went to the old Marlin Stadium. I think it was called Joe Robbie.
Yep.
Then I went to the old Busch Stadium and also the old Yankee Stadium. So 5. It's a pretty low number. There's probably a couple more I just couldn't think of, but 5.
What's your favorite?
I mean Kauffman, but that's kind of like a
that's a homer answer. Homer answer.
Totally. But I really thought that Fenway was awesome. They had some bars. I think they were like outside of left field. And when I went, there was a rain delay, so we just went to the bar and had some drinks with my dad and brother. Really cool atmosphere out there.
Yeah, I've been to Kauffman and I love it. I think it's really nice. I went post renovation. Yeah, I went post renovation.
Yeah, because it was, it was a little shabby before they did all the, they added a lot of stuff to it. Really gotten a lot better in the last, I think, 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I think so.
We did host the All-Star game in 2012, which was pretty amazing.
And a World Series win, by the way.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. That 2014 when we lost to the Giants, I was at Game 7. That one hurt pretty bad, But I mean, it was kind of like being a Royals fan since '92. You don't really. I didn't ever expect for us to go to the World Series, playoffs maybe, but going to the World Series 14 and 15 was. I mean, it was awesome, and I don't think we're going to the World Series this year the way our roster looks. So.
Yeah, Rangers aren't either. But I went, 2010, 2011, Rangers went to the World Series. In 2011, we lost in Game 7 to the Cardinals, which was just ripping out my heart. Just terrible.
Rooting hard for you guys in that because I think Josh Hamilton hit a home
put us ahead
you guys the lead, and then
in Game 6. Put us ahead in the 10th inning, and then David effing Freeze.
David Freeze. I don't think he's in baseball anymore, is he?
I don't think so. He was with the Angels maybe recently. I can't remember who he's with now, if he's playing at all. He played for the Pirates. He kind of bounced around a lot after he left the Cardinals, but let's not talk. That's a bad memory for me. So let's change the subject.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how you kind of got started in YouTube and what got you rolling with that.
Man, this is back, like, I think I made my first video in 2010, and I was just kind of, I filmed with a device called, I think it was called a flip or something, and it was really poor quality, and it was actually to film music, so I wanted to play the guitar and sing, which was, I wasn't very good at it, so I was like, all right, I'm going to take this box of cards and just shoot a video for the hell of it, because, I was very passionate about the hobby back then too. I didn't ever think about putting a video on YouTube.
You're right.
Me, back then when I thought about it, like, it's just kind of weird me filming a video of me with my cards, and putting it out there. I mean, now it's kind of changed. Now I think there's a lot more people doing it, but back then, back when I was married, my wife thought it was pretty odd, and I think she walked down when I was filming a video and was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, I'm just talking about my cards. It's actually pretty fun. So then I just started making videos. I think that was back when I was a second guy, which I'm pretty ashamed of. But times change.
They do change.
Kind of how I got my start.
Cool. Are there any other YouTubers that you kind of look up to and want to emulate and just really enjoy their channels? Of course, besides mine, but who else?
Yeah, definitely yours. Even though I didn't give you the vote for the hall, but I did put you, close. You're like on the outside in.
It's all right. I made it without your vote.
I
made it without your vote, so I'm good.
I think you got more votes than me. So, what tubers I look up to? I've been binge watching baseball card junkies TV. I just like how those two talk about cards and have a lot of fun with it. With the hobbies. I've been watching them a lot lately. Mike O does a nice job on his channel. I think he speaks with a really clear voice, and I've gotten people who watch my videos and tell me, you're not speaking very good. You mumble a lot. You don't talk clearly. I'm like, all right, I'll try and I'll talk slower. But there's so many people I can go to that I like and enjoy the channels. So those are a couple I can think of off the top of my head.
I did like your YouTube vote for the Hall of Fame 2 weeks late. That was, at least you did it. I'm just happy you did it. How did you hear when you first found out? How did you hear about being inducted yourself?
I actually got a text message from Tops 85401 Nate, and he just texted me, a short text. Welcome to the hall, and I was like, what? Because I honestly didn't even know what was going on. I had been kind of just not too involved with other channels, just kind of doing my bins and doing my box breaks and not getting over to the other channels. So I finally found out and checked out the video, and I saw you in your suit, and I was like, okay, this is a pretty serious deal. And then I found out I got in, and I was like, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when people like what you're doing, and enough so that they're going to vote for you for the Hall of Fame. I mean, that says a lot about your channel.
Yeah, I think that's why I do it, and I think that's why a lot of other people like to make the videos. It's nice to get the positive people posted on the channel, and mostly all the people I ever deal with and chat with about cards and the hobby are positive. I got one of my buddies, Rick Hoops, kind of gives me a hard time, but he keeps it real, I guess. But for the most part, everybody's cool, and it's just nice to be able to help other people that want to get into the hobby and don't know all the stuff yet, because you gotta start somewhere. And I don't have all the answers. I don't think any of us have all the answers, but it's nice to have like a base for your collecting.
Yeah, I think Rick Hoops has some issues personally. He and I have gone round and round on a few things. I actually had to block him from my channel. He just pissed me off. Basically, it's like whatever, you
Yeah, I
know.
didn't. I haven't seen him in the chat here on the right yet, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, I can't believe he's not joining in and throwing out his 2 cents. But we've already given him way too much airtime than he deserves. Are there any? Are there any kind of? Well, first of all, congrats on being in the hall. You absolutely deserve it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It's really cool
It's
to
an
have it.
honor.
It is an honor. Are there any new YouTubers that you're kind of watching or think are doing a good job?
Let's see. There's a few here. I think he goes by Snoop, and then it's like
Snoop,
294 or something.
Snoop
Yeah.
12922 or whatever. I can't remember the numbers, but
He's,
Snoop.
he's got that new show, Around the Hobby, right?
Yep.
I mean, he's doing a nice job with that. You know, he doesn't have the strong backing of viewers and subs yet, but I mean, it takes time. I think it took me 2 or 3 years to get to like 200 subs, so it took me a long time to get to where I'm at. So it just you got to keep grinding, and if you put out content that people like, then I think you'll have more people watching your stuff. So yeah, and then I would say passion for cards. He hasn't been around that long at all. I'd say 2 or 3 months, maybe.
Hold on, I'll tell you. I have it. I happen to have it right here. Passion for Cards has been around like 3 weeks. Seriously.
Oh, really? Okay. But yeah, he hasn't been around at all, but he just kind of, I just like the way his video format is simple. You know, a lot of it's kind of like mine. It's just hands and cards and a voice, and that's just kind of how I've always made the videos. I try to show my face more, but I don't like having my face on there all the time. I just like kind of focusing on the cards, and maybe I'll do some more videos showing my mug, but for the most part, it's about the cards.
Well, you do have the second best beard on YouTube behind this thing right here. But yeah,
I don't know. I think we're gonna have a vote on that one.
yeah, we should. That could be our contest this week: is who has the better beard, Mike or Nolan? That could be. Just put your vote down below, and we'll tally them up at the end. But yeah, Passion for Cards is doing great. Snoop's doing great. Pepino Man wants you to say his name, so can you do that for him? Just give him a shout out.
Caesar, what's up, man?
He did a good job. He and Mike O did a podcast recently, and it was really awesome listening to that.
Hey, Caesar, we're coming back at you with some more cards for your butt.
For your butt. For your butt. All right, we're going to go a little bit beyond the cardboard now. Make sure as you are watching, please give me some good questions to ask Nolan when we get to the audience participation section. I'd love to hear what you want to know from Nolan. He said he's pretty much available to answer whatever you want to know. And I've already got a few that I've written down. It's hard to keep up with the comments fast. But I know you're from Kansas City, Nolan, but did you grow up there or what?
Let's see, I was born in Utah, then I went to Nebraska, to Kansas, and I came over to Kansas City in '92, so when I was like 7. So yeah, I mean, I've been here pretty much my entire life.
Where in Kansas were you at?
Wichita.
Okay. My in-laws live in Wichita, or in Goddard, which is right outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm up there all the time.
Yeah, I was over there. Yeah. All right.
There's some cool shops there, actually, in Wichita, believe it or not.
Yeah, there was actually a shop that got robbed. I saw it on
That's right.
News channel.
That's right.
So, bringing the hobby information to us.
Thanks, Snoop. What do you do for a living? How do you make all that money to buy all those cards?
I actually manage a fund of commodities for a beef company. So I trade currencies. I'll trade grains. I trade metals, energies. I'm watching corn all day and Swiss franc and just basically following prices and putting in orders. I've been doing that since 2009. I took the Series 3
Yeah, I'm in the same bit, or I don't trade commodities and all that kind of stuff, but as a financial planner, I'm in the same kind of business, and it can be good and bad. Mostly good, though, I bet, for you too. Um, what is so I know you're not married, but you do have a daughter. Tell us about Brooklyn.
She's an absolute sweetie. She just turned 4 March 25th, and she just we do a lot of fun things together. She's definitely a daddy's girl. She'll walk into my card room sometimes and start to mess up the cards, and I'm like, sweetie, come on now, stop it. So I try to keep her out of here, but I think when she gets a little older, we're going to bust some packs together. I've already broken a couple boxes with her. We bought a Pocahontas hobby box, which was pretty good. We didn't get our hit, though, so we're still upset about that. And we also did a Beauty and the Beast. So we've been breaking some wax and getting her going while she's young on the cards. And, if she happens to like it, she has to like it. If not, I'm not going to force it on her,
Well, being divorced, I hope that your ex-wife, cards weren't in the way of your marriage. I hope not, anyway, right?
No, that's actually the main reason why it didn't last. She told me I loved the cards more than her, and I told her, you know what? You're right. I'm just kidding. It didn't have anything to do with cards, but we just kind of we met in high school. We were together like 15 years, and we just decided to take a break from it. And we still hang out all the time and do stuff. Me, her, and Brooklyn. So there's a chance in the future we'll get back together. We're just trying to stay on cordial terms.
For sure. Well, good luck with that. That'd be cool. Let's see. What did you play? You played some sports when you were younger or anything? What'd you do growing up?
Yeah, definitely. Baseball was my sport. I didn't really grow taller until I was like 16 or 17. So I didn't play football in high school. I was a wrestler. I was actually a pretty good wrestler. Baseball was always my thing, though. In 2002, my team actually played in the state title, the Missouri 2A state title. We played a team out of St. Louis, and they had this freshman who was supposed to be a stud, and he ended up hitting a 420-foot homer to left field, and we were kind of wondering who's this kid. And it was actually turned out to be Scott Van Slyke, who had some time with the Dodgers. So he was kind of their young gun on that game. We ended up, I think we lost like 7-3, so we got second in state. So I was always into baseball.
Was he Andy Van Slyke's son?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
he was a freshman, and then his brother was on the team too, who was a senior who ended up playing at Kansas, but he didn't make it to the show like Scott.
What position did you play growing up?
I played a lot of outfield. I played right and left a lot. I played center when I was younger, but then I wasn't as fast, so I had to go to the corner. But I still had a pretty good arm, so yeah, right, left, a little second base. So I was not a good second baseman.
Did you have any hobbies growing up? What'd you do growing up for fun besides playing baseball?
Pogs. I don't know why I thought about that.
You did Pogs, huh?
Pogs?
Okay.
Yeah. that was probably like 95, 96. And then a little bit later on, I used to go with my mom to get these things called Beanie Babies. I don't know if you guys know what those are. But,
You did not. You did not.
I was like 10 years old, and to me it was fun to find the ones that were rare. It's kind of like cards, right? So,
kind of.
And try to get the rare ones, and she would keep them and sell them. And, I thought it was fun for a while. Then when I was about 13, I was like, all right, Mom, I can't do this anymore. It's kind of weird. So,
did you prospect with Beanie Babies? Did you do some prospecting? Like who the up-and-coming Beanie Babies were?
Yeah, Hurry the Camel was a rare, sought-after one, and I always thought that was going to be one that was going to hold its value. I think it was worth about $1,000 back then, and now it's worth about $20. So it didn't really hold its value too well.
You should do a Bulls and Bears episode with Beanie Babies. That would be hilarious if you could get some from your parents and pull them up and like, here's the Bulls and Bears on Beanie Babies. That would be fun.
I don't know if anybody wants to watch that. I'm sure Rick Hoops would have an absolute heyday with that one.
Boy, he'd go to town. What about now? What hobbies do you have?
Actually, right now I love to play the acoustic guitar. I try to sing. I'm kind of like Jack about. He was on last week talking about playing basic chords. If you can play 10 or 15 chords, basic ones, you can play a ton of songs. And that's definitely true. I'm not a good guitar player. I don't think I'm a good singer, but it's still fun to grab the guitar and just jam sometimes. So that, and then also I'm actually training for Kansas's Strongest Man. So I've been doing some of that. Like lifting up logs, carrying kegs, and all kinds of stuff for that right now. So I mean that's kind of my love. I think weights and lifting weights are my second favorite hobby next to the cards.
Are you serious? Like you should start dressing like Garrett then on your videos, and wear wife beaters, and you could be showing off your pecs and your biceps and all that kind of stuff on your. The ladies might like it. I mean, you are single, so you could find the next Mrs. Nolan.
I don't think a lot of women watch my channel. I think it's all dudes, man.
Well, Caitlin probably watches your channel. She probably a league of their own. Where did I didn't ask you earlier, and I meant to. Where did Eliteco3 come from? Where did that name derive? Where'd you get that?
Okay, this is back probably 2006. My dad bought a warehouse, and there was a couple office spots in there too, and he just kind of wanted to have it to play around in. He kept his cards there. He liked to go there and hang out, and he asked us to name it. And I was, first thing I thought of was like cards, of course, right? So I thought of
right.
Don Russ Elite, and I was like, love Elite, and SEO obviously company, and then the 3 is I just threw on a number at the end, so the 3 doesn't mean anything. So that's kind of how I came up with that, and I just use it as my name. I didn't think it would go this far. I didn't think I'd be making videos for 7 or 8 years on here about cars. It just happened. So
yeah, it's not after RG3. You didn't name yourself after RG3. No. And you're not
Definitely
the third
not.
or anything. So.
No.
All right.
My brother's name was Ryan, and Nolan Ryan, and people would always ask us, are your parents huge baseball fans? And they didn't watch any baseball at all. It's just random. So just kind of a random fact there.
So if you had, if you're walking around, all buff, because you're getting ready for the Kansas Strongest Man and you're looking all fly, what is the theme song that you would have playing in the background as you strut along?
Man, it'd be something by the Deftones. I like all the stuff that Chino Moreno comes out with. He's got a song by the band called the Palms called Mission Sunset. And it's like a 9 or 10 minute song, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So probably that.
Okay. Do you go to a lot of concerts and stuff? I'm just gonna let that go.
Yeah. I don't go to a ton of concerts. Mainly the bands I like Alice in Chains. I like the stuff from the 90s. I think I'm stuck in the 90s. I like the 90s junk wax and stuff like that. So I go to probably three or 4 shows a year. So not a ton, but I did try to hit some up.
What was the first concert you ever went to?
I think that was going back to '95. It was No Doubt with Gwen Stefani.
Okay, that's a good one. I've never seen them live. All right, so everybody, I'm cracking up right now because I don't know if you're following along with the chat, but you know, Caitlin is
No,
she's single.
I
So.
saw what you typed. Somebody told me, yeah. What do I think about people not taping the top loader? It pisses me off, and I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of getting cards coming in the mail, and they're halfway out of the top loader. If you guys watch the videos, I try to keep my cool off camera. I'm just so sick of it.
All right, so I have to tell you, you know, one thing I think I gave you crap for early when I caught your channel and I was starting to get into, because I started binge watching all your stuff months and months ago, but you know, one thing you do that still pisses me off, and so it's just me, so don't take this personally, but when you open all the cards on camera, and I know you've said that people like you doing that, and that's cool, but how come you don't open your cards off camera and then just show the cards?
I think I do that. I think I thought about that because let's say I get a card in the mail that's damaged. You know, it comes out of the wrapper damaged.
Yeah.
And I want to send it back. You know, I've actually had times where I've sent like a link to the person when I try to, you know, I tell a guy, you know, this card came creased, you know, and I got video proof. So I'll just send that link right over, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send you a full refund. That's happened 2 or 3 times. So I think it's kind of more of a way to protect yourself a little bit, and it's funny to see the way people ship their stuff. It brings a little commentary, and there's a lot of people that ship great, but you get those people that just don't even care when they send a card to you that's not their card anymore.
Yeah, you know, dude, it's fine. I mean, I watch every second of your channel. I don't ever skip forward. I like hearing the commentary, so it does give you a chance to talk a little bit about things, and so that's cool. I just like giving you a hard time about it because I'm the host and you're the guest.
There are some mail-ins that I've done where I've just kind of showed the card, and then in the comment section, people are like, "Oh, I don't like when you do it that way. I want you to open the packages." I'm like, "Okay, if you want me to open the packages, you know, then I'll do that." You know, sometimes when I'm doing those older junk wax breaks and they're very tedious to get the cards out, I'll skip that because it's just 5 or 6 minutes of me ripping packs open. So I just skip that process.
Well, I do have some cards from the people that have been watching. They've been writing down some questions. Are you ready to move on to kind of the audience participation section?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. I don't have my producer here. Jessica's upstairs doing whatever 16-year-olds do. She's like, all right, I did it once for you, Dad. That's enough. But
talking to boys, probably, right?
I know. I need Palmer to come in here. But, we love watching you break the vintage boxes. I do anyway. And it's so much fun. Like, you're always going after the 89 Donruss Griffies, as many of those as you can get. And of course, get candidates. Like, we could all quote Nolan as he's doing his videos. But what kind of vintage breaks would you like to do? Like, what boxes are out there that you'd love to go buy and open?
I mean, I'd definitely like to do like a 1980 tops and pull a Ricky Henderson. But the problem with that is that the value of that box is so much because it's so rare. It's not about what you can pull out of it, because there's not a lot of those out there.
Right.
But I don't touch any of that stuff. You know, 84 tops would be fun. You know, 83. Those are the ones that I definitely want to break. I just don't like the price tag. To me, it doesn't make sense to buck some of those. I mean, maybe one if you want to, though. But you know, I like to stick with the junk stuff, like $10 to $15 stuff, and pull some gems out of there. I have a lot of fun pulling Hall of Fame junk wax space and just getting it slabbed, and then it comes back. And I mean, some of those cards are worth $15, $20 if they're in a 10, and it's just fun for me. The main point of me in collecting is trying to make cards worth more than they are raw. Like it's so fun to turn a card that's worth 50 cents into a $25 card. It's like a really expensive card, but to me, it's just fun, that whole process.
For sure. And What like what is an 80, like I love 83 tops. I think that would be awesome to see you break that.
Oh yeah.
What do those boxes run? I don't even know. So
I think with those, you definitely got to be careful and get one that's BBCE. That's
right.
what they say. Because I mean, you're running the risk of all the packs being open and shut again. But I think they're about 250 to 275 right now.
That's a lot.
I got one for about one. Yeah, I mean that's expensive. You know, you get a Tony Gwynn that's off center and it's worth about $6. You know, I mean you're like it's kind of like if you broke a box of 93 finest baseball, yeah, that'd be a really, really fun box to do. I mean, you're paying $600 and you're probably going to get back about 30 or 40 bucks. It's just like, I mean, how much do you hate yourself and your money if you're breaking that stuff, right?
That's true for damn near every modern box for sure. But on
no, I don't want to get started on modern, man. There's so much stuff out there. I can't even keep up with it anymore.
I know, right?
We got Contenders Optic, and then I think they're coming out with Contenders Optic Prism.
Somebody wants you to tell the dead bird story. What's the dead bird story?
Oh God, dead bird story. This is when I first started buying like high-end cars. I think I was in college. I was about 19, and I bought some Byron Leftwich cars. This one he had pretty good hobby, and it was probably about a $500 order. And I found out this guy, his name was Kenneth Curtin, was a scammer. So I guess he had scammed over like $150,000 in cards on eBay, right?
Whoa.
So basically, this is back like 2004 when you would send checks to the mail a lot. And I canceled the check in the morning before he could get it, and he just, called my phone and was like calling me all these names. I'm not gonna say them over the broadcast, but he was just going nuts on me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, man, I'm not gonna get ripped off on this. So then about 2 or 3 weeks later, I get a package in the mail, and I'm like, oh sweet, this might be a cool card. So I open it up, and I just got like blood and feathers all over my hands, and it's just the worst smell you can imagine. I go, oh shit, that's from him. So I just tossed it outside and washed my hands, and I was like, that was probably won't happen again, but that was weird.
Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe somebody would do that to you.
Yeah,
man.
there are some people on eBay get have tempers. So that's something I learned about eBay. It's kind of like YouTube. There's a lot of great people, and then there's people on YouTube that not the best people in terms of doing card transactions with them.
Why don't you? I think you should bust and somebody.
You want the low, right? Because
right.
Card number 1. So definitely want the low. That's a box I would definitely do. I mean, it's expensive.
Of a biscuit. I think I'm back on. So one thing that that you do that I think is really cool when you are breaking all your stuff and opening your mail bins and all that kind of stuff is that you talk about the prices that you pay for cards, which to me is, you paid what you paid, and people I think that don't do that are either embarrassed of what they paid for it or what. And to me, it's no big deal. I want to tell people what I paid for it. And you do that too.
Yeah,
and I think it's really cool.
Yeah. I try to do that with a lot of cards. Often I forget to mention the prices, but if I can remember the price, I try to throw out the price that I paid. People can kind of, think if I paid too much or not. If I got it cheap, and it just kind of gives people a quick price for the cards and what I paid, and just a nice little snapshot into what I'm buying. And I do buy some high-end stuff if you watch the channel, but I focus a lot on low-end stuff too. A lot of like Derek Jeter lots and Griffey lots. I have so much fun with those cards. I find a lot of gems in those lots. They're not
right
all over the place, but they're definitely there.
Well, I got a question from A Morris 46, and he wants to know kind of what's on your bucket list for cards. Like, do you have some cards out there that you really want?
Yeah, a lot of the cards I really want are the older baseball cards. I haven't gotten into vintage football, and I don't know if I will ever. But one card I would want is the LeBron James, the 2003. It's the SP Authentic, and it's like his parallel rookie auto. I think it's out of 50, but that card's worth like 40,000. So that's definitely on my bucket list, but not realistic. I definitely need to pick up a 54 tops Hank Aaron in like maybe a PSA 5 would be pretty sweet. I need a 54 tops Banks. I mean, I could go on talking about cards for so long. There's so much to collect. I mean, I don't know where you stop with this. I mean, I'm not a huge Trout guy, but there are some Trout cards that I want. I could go on with this for a long time. I think people would start falling asleep.
Well, nothing stopped. I mean, like you said, where do you stop? The answer is you don't, and you just keep finding cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean.
So, Mark.
Yeah, it's just kind of.
Go ahead. Cut you off. I'm sorry.
I want to. Michael Lawson said, "What's your best card?" Man, it's probably the 2000 Tom Brady SP Authentic and a PSA 10. It's like a $15,000 or $20,000 card. I can't think of any card I have that's worth more than that. And I believe I bought that as a Beckett 9.5 and got it crossed, and I paid about $1,500 for it. So that's one of my better investments. That kind of offsets some of the Robert Griffin falsehoods. So
that's right. You need something. You need something to help you with that.
I paid a lot for some Robert Griffin. I paid $600 for one I sold for $60 this week. So, ouch.
Yeah. How many Vic rookies do you have?
Oh my God. I mean, I got. it's a problem. I'm a junkie with his stuff, and it's all in the. It's not that he had the best stats or he was the best quarterback of all time. It was, to me, when I watched him play, it was so exciting to watch him play. He wasn't the best passer, but he was the fastest player on the field when he played. The way he scrambled, his arm strength was amazing. I mean, I honestly don't know. I think I have like 40 or 50 of his SPX rookie, which is out of 250. So I kind of got that market dialed down.
Yeah, you buy them all.
I buy them all.
Do you buy them? Do you buy them as soon as you see them? Like I'm buying it. Like I'm getting it.
Yeah, I go online on eBay. I click the items that were just listed, and that's a great way to find a lot of good deals because you got sellers that don't look at the market prices and they price stuff too low, and they take offers that are too low. That's a great way to get cards of players you want. But yeah, I'll just see a Vic, and then I'll copy paste the eBay item number. I'll put it into my sniper, and I like Vic more than most people, so my price on the snipe is usually the highest. So I take them down that way.
There you go. Hey, are you? Some people are, by the way, are asking questions that we've already answered, and so just go back and watch the video once it uploads to YouTube, and you can check it out. But are you going to the National this year?
Definitely, yeah. I went from 2010 to 2016, so I'm doing my math right. That's 7 years, right? I missed last year's because of a wedding, and I was ticked off about that, but I was actually part of the wedding party, so I could just skip. So yeah, I'll definitely be there. I think I'm going to try to get there Thursday morning about 9 o'clock, and I'll stay Thursday, Friday, Saturday probably. So that's enough time for me. I'm probably not going to get a table because I have so much fun walking around to the different tables and looking through the boxes and stuff.
I have to give a shout out to Jared Reyes. He says he's a first-time commenter, which is awesome. Miko wants to know if you're going to do a collaborative video with him at the National. Are you willing to do that? And also, Caitlin will be at the National, and she's single, by the way, just in case you hadn't heard that. But will you hang out with Miko?
Oh yeah, totally. I think we should do a video for sure. I think all the tubers that are going should come together, and we should put together some awesome videos for people that can't go. I think that'd be a nice thing to do. For
sure. I can't wait because this will be the first National I've been to where I've been part of the YouTube community. So I can't wait to meet everybody and hang out and talk cards, and it'll be a lot more fun than the last time when I literally just walked around because I didn't know anybody. You know, I wasn't part of the community. So it'll be a really cool experience, and I'll be there Wednesday. So I'll get to see you and hang out with you. That's exciting. All right. Let's see. I'll ask this one last question, then we'll move on to rapid fire because we're closing in on an hour.
Oh, wow.
I know it goes fast, doesn't it? All my guests have said, "Man, it doesn't even feel like an hour," and it's been almost an hour already.
Definitely not.
But
Maybe an half hour.
okay, so this is kind of a two-part question. What's your biggest card purchase in terms of dollars, and are you going to have a budget for the National, or do you have a budget period? Those are I'm getting a lot of money questions now. So you want to take that?
Budget-wise, it kind of all goes back to my store. I've got a store on eBay. I think I've got like 23,000 items on there. So most of the cards I buy come out of that balance. So if I'm selling a lot of cards, then I buy more basically. If I'm not getting a lot of cards sold, then I stick to the low-end lots and stuff. So it kind of all ties back to that. You know, I've been selling a lot lately. So I don't know what hopefully I don't spend more than 10 or 15,000 at the National. If I put that as my budget. And what was the first question? Oh, the most expensive card I bought.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I think it's a Brady.
And did you just say your budget for the National is going to be like 10 to 15 grand? I bet.
Yeah.
I bet you have the largest budget of anybody watching.
Yeah, I mean, that's just I'm going to take it straight from my balance from my store. So, the most expensive card I bought, it might be a 2005 Aaron Rodgers SP Authentic. I think I bought it. I don't know how much it was, 4,500 or something. I honestly can't think of that answer off the top of my head.
That's all good.
I've never paid more than that for a card.
Well, I'm going to move on. Again, we're closing in on an hour, and I know everybody loves the next part because it's time for rapid fire. Rapid fire. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. This is everybody's favorite part of the show where I ask Nolan a bunch of questions and he needs to answer them quick. What's your favorite pizza topping?
That would be sausage. And I don't want any nasty comments in the chat.
Pepino Man's going to love that. Sausage is your favorite pizza topping. You're not going to live that one down. In fact, I bet at the National people this has never turned into rapid fire because I end up commenting on everything, but Pepino Man's going to bring like some giant sausage to the National and hand it to you. I can see it now. He may come dressed as a sausage. He may be dressed as a sausage when he gets to the National. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate.
Chocolate? All right. I do like chocolate. Are you mustard or ketchup on your hot dog guy?
Both.
Both? You just mix them together, huh? You're like a McDonald's hamburger.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
How do you drink your coffee? Do you use creamer or just straight up black?
I don't drink coffee.
So how do you stay awake? Are you a Mountain Dew guy or a Monster dude or what?
I'll have a Monster,
All right.
in there, but I don't have coffee.
Man, are you a good dancer?
No, terrible. I don't like to dance. I don't ever want to dance.
What's your favorite board game?
Probably Monopoly.
That everybody has answered Monopoly. Everybody.
I think I've played in the last 5 or 10 years.
What does your daughter like to play? Don't you play some board games with her, with Brooklyn?
No, man, we're all about dolls.
Man, lucky you.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite movie franchise?
Probably, I can't think of that off the top of my head. Major League, probably.
Okay, good. What's your favorite sport to play?
Baseball.
Favorite sport to watch?
Probably football.
Okay. What was your first car?
It was a '98 Pontiac Grand Am.
Sexy, dead sexy.
Yeah. It was a pretty cool little car. It was fast too. Got that when I was 16.
Would you like to go on a date with a League of Their Own, Caitlin? That's the curveball question tonight. You don't have to answer that. No big deal. But I am her hobby big brother. Me and Giuseppe won. So if you were to go on a date with her, we would have to be supervisors and chaperones on that date. But that's it tonight, guys. I appreciate Nolan being a part of this. Just so much fun to get to know people on a totally different level. Nolan, everybody's wanting to see card room tours and stuff. You know, you always show cards from your office, so maybe someday you could do a video at your house and show everybody around how you store your cards at home and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I really appreciate you being
definitely
here.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me on. I had a lot of fun doing this, actually.
It goes fast, doesn't it?
Goes fast.
Well, do you want to give everybody a send-off or say one last thing to everybody?
Everybody, just keep on sending the PSA, and they didn't tell me to say that either.
Hey, I own their stock, so I want everybody to send a PSA too. So do you own collector? Do you own the stock?
What?
Do you own the stock?
What? Oh, no, I don't own the stock, but I mean, probably should.
I like your PSA hat, by the way. So,
oh yeah, love that thing.
Thanks for watching again, and keep collecting. Hope everybody has a great night and a great weekend or week.